Washington put together an almost unfathomable first half of offensive efficiency against Iowa, shooting 77% from the field and 75% from deep in what was a totally uncharacteristic first half of defense by Iowa. But that changed after halftime. Washington's second half offense was a shell of what it was during the first half. The Huskies shot just 36% from the field and 13% from deep. Iowa's defensive effort, coupled with sustained offensive success, fueled Iowa to outscore Washington by 17 points after halftime en route to an 84-74 victory. So how exactly did Iowa's defensive turnaround happen? Ball screen coverage played an important part. Iowa was uncharacteristically soft in its ball screen coverages in the first half, meaning that when the ball handler came off of the screen, they weren't immediately met with resistance, or if they were, it didn't do much to obstruct their path. So here's Washington's Zoom Diallo coming off of a screen, and watch Cam Manny out here and how little resistance he provides when Diallo comes off of the screen.
Diallo fouled right there by the elbow.
So the common theme you're going to see here is that Washington's ball handlers had room to operate and make decisions without much pressure.
Better off the ball than he is on the ball. Oh, wow.
Here's another example, and you'll see how far Cam Manny is back in coverage. Washington doesn't actually score on this possession, but just look how well the ball is moving. It's going to different sides of the floor. They're getting screens. There's a good rhythm to it.
Haven't even gotten the first TV timeout.
Just look at how much room Diallo has to operate after getting that screen. This possession ends up with a post-up and then a skip pass and then a really difficult made shot. But again, good ball movement by Washington.
Shot clock under 10. Diallo able to get up and recover that high pass. 5 to shoot now. Deep 2. Peterson rattles it in. His first shot tonight goes through.
This is one of the best examples of the first half of Diallo just punishing the coverage. He gets Isaiah Howard on his hip and then drills the mid-range jumper. Even if Washington wasn't scoring directly off the ball screen, Iowa's soft coverage was part of the reason that the Huskies were able to get into a rhythm. But also give them credit, they were playing very well, putting on a shot-making display. And then once Washington got rolling, things just kind of snowballed in the wrong direction for Iowa. There was a stretch where Washington made 15 of 16 shots from the field, including 11 in a row. Diallo was exceptional in the first half. He almost dropped a double-double with 9 points on 4 of 6 from the field, and here's one of his 10 assists.
But again, being comfortable and Seinbach on the short roll, nobody home for.
The thing is, Iowa was not supposed to be playing ball screen defense this soft.
I thought the first half we were tentative. We were probably in between coverages, meaning, if they do this, then that, and if they, set it, then you put a coverage. If they don't, you put this coverage on, and we probably had too much in there. We're just not ready for that, and so what it ends up being is nothing. Then you don't have any coverage whatsoever. Sometimes you just have to, pick your poison and live with it. But we didn't pick one, so then we just kind of were subject to all of it. And that was a pretty bad half defensively.
You guys go drop on Steinbach in the first half, or was it just how it looked because you guys were in between coverage?
That's how it looked.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay.
We will not go drop. No, we don't have a shot blocker to go drop. So, I explained that at halftime with some very good language. It's very nice. Guys, this is what we need to do. This is what we're doing. Can you please do this? I said it very nicely like that, Tyler.
What was it supposed to?
What's that?
Can you say what it was supposed to?
What was it supposed to be?
Yeah.
You were supposed to be more up in coverage like we always are.
Okay.
We have a variety of ways that we're up in coverage, though. But it wasn't supposed to be drop. It's not supposed to be level and lower. It wasn't supposed to be that. I know that. We're not supposed to be in that, for sure.
Iowa did indeed execute Ben McCollum's orders in the second half. Here comes a screen for Diallo, and you'll see how aggressive Cooper Koch is in his coverage, forcing Diallo to pick up his dribble. And you can see the difference in Iowa's first half ball screen coverage and its second. Look how far Alvaro Folgueras gets out there to disrupt Diallo, gets another screen, and then Folgueras is out there again to disrupt it. Washington ends up missing the three.
From three.
Tucker too strong that time.
Here, Washington goes with a double drag for Diallo, which is consecutive ball screens, and you'll see again here, Folgueras hedged the screen, which means that he takes hard steps to redirect the ball handler.
Time tonight. A whistle.
Folgueras' offense has gotten a lot of attention. He's scored in double figures in 3 games in a row now, including the Washington game. But I thought he was really good on the defensive end in the second half here, and you'll see why on this particular possession. He's out there for screen coverage, recovers. Out there again for screen coverage, recovers. Then he'll front the post. Then he'll contest the shot and get the rebound.
Under 10 to shoot now. Diallo bounces off some contact off the back iron and too strong.
The point here is that Diallo didn't have the comfort and room to play make that he did in the first half. Iowa forced him to play more in traffic, and it clearly affected him. After a stellar first half, Diallo had 7 points on just 2 of 8 from the field and 2 assists in the second half.
And he's fat.
It wasn't like the ball screen coverage alone was entirely responsible for the turnaround, but it did make it more difficult for Washington's offense to get into the rhythm that it had before halftime. Momentum is a big part of basketball, and it worked in Washington's favor in the first half, and it spiraled in the wrong direction for them in the second half. They started missing the types of looks that they were making earlier in the game. There was a stretch in the second half where they missed 6 field goals in a row, which is exactly how many they missed for the entirety of the first half. Washington's star freshman Hannes Steinbach was just 3 of 8 from the field in the second half after going a perfect 5 of 5 in the first half.
3 Steinbach, no. Huskies still without a triple since.
The result was Iowa's second quad 1 win of the season and its 5th win in a row.
First half, we were not aggressive with our ball screen coverage. We were sitting back, kind of letting them dictate what happened. I thought they had a really good game plan, too. I thought they got downhill and attacked us quite a bit. Their athleticism, and then obviously those big guys are enormous. Second half, we adjusted our coverage, and then we played a little harder defensively, and you kind of saw the result of that.